Monday, August 8th, 2022, we're catching the 8 a.m. Pikes Peak Cog Railway up to the top of the mountain. I bought our tickets back in April to ensure we had front row seats. We're sitting right next to the engineer and looking out the windshield to our right on the screen. I tried to capture the most interesting stuff when things change or whatever. It's an hour-long ascent, and this video is about 30 minutes. Most of it's self-explanatory, but I'll make a few comments here and there. Everything has been rebuilt, the track, the depot, everything, and the trains were built in Switzerland. Stadler built those. It's interesting to look at a cog railway with some switches, at least I think so. Before we go any further, a bit of a disclaimer, if you will. The cog railway conductor makes announcements, tells you what you're looking at, and tells stories. The young lady who was our conductor probably has what I consider a shrill voice to begin with, but then she was also yelling into the microphone for the PA system. It was like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. So because of that and some technical reasons, I decided to pull back on the ambient sound in the mix here. I believe you'll still be able to hear the engines and the engineer's radio and things like that, so bear with me. This may be obvious, but this switch to a siding is for trains to pass each other. One's coming down, one's going up. And note the cool little signal there. It's solar powered.
Now we like to call this hill Son of a Gun Hill. Son of a Gun Hill got its name from back in the steam engine days, when the firemen would have to work extra hard to shovel enough coal to maintain the steam pressure needed to make it up this enormously steep hill. But when they got to the top, they went up to their engineer and they said, "Woo! That hill was a son of a gun." Now, having shoveled coal on a separate railroad myself, I can honestly tell you, they were not that polite in their wording. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering about rocks that have fallen onto the tracks, and we do get them. And just the other day, there was a rock so big that it took both me and Oren to push it up onto the side of the mountain where we dropped 3 smaller rocks underneath it.
Coming up is a guy doing some repairs on this bridge.
Now, coming up next after your 3-seat side is all that remains of the old Halfway House Hotel. Now, back in the day, the hotel... Now, coming up once again on your 3-seat side, in just a moment you're going to notice what looks like water coming out of a pipe. That's because it is, and if you haven't guessed already, we like to call this one Pipe Balls. Pipe Balls from the Halfway House Hotel. Now, the caretakers live here full time with their 2 kids and their 2 dogs, Sparky and Bruno, to maintain this historical hydroelectric plant.
Yeah, so you just saw one of the caretakers' houses. There's one on the other side, and I guess there's a 60-mile road that goes the other way to get there.
Like trucks, and it may interest you to know that aspen trees Looking up onto your three-seat side here, you may have noticed a large body of water. This is called Lake Moraine, and it is the only naturally occurring reservoir on this side of the mountain. It was placed here by a glacier back in the last ice age. Now, if you're looking at that lake and you're thinking, that doesn't look so natural to me, the city had it dammed up to increase its volumes, and that long winding dirt road you see going around it is, yes, still part of the caretakers' 60-mile driveway. Now, looking down below the track level here, you may see a tree that looks like it's half dead and half alive. That is called a bristlecone pine, and that bristlecone pine is the oldest living organism on the side of this mountain.
So we're going to get above the tree line now.
Now, this curve we're coming up on here is called Windy Point. That is because winds up here can get up to over 100 miles per hour. Now, if you do find yourself getting chilly at this point of the journey, you may roll up your window. Just use those two silver handles and push on.
If I had to do it all over again, I would have focused a little more on that building on the right. I think people used to live in it, railroad employees, and I think they were maintenance of way employees, but I don't remember exactly what she said. So if you know better, leave a comment.
Now, that is the old section crew house. Back in the day, the section crew lived there full time, and they hiked down to the parts of the track that needed maintenance for the day. Now, do not worry, our section crew today live in their normal homes with their normal families, and they hitch a ride on one of our trains up to the part of the track that needs maintenance. But first, if I could have everybody pull up your watches, phones, timepieces, whatever you may have. Now my watch says that it is 8:43, and today we go by my watch. Now this train will be leaving the summit at exactly 10 o'clock. Now do not worry, at the 10-minute marker before this train leaves the summit, our engineer is going to sound 3 loud blasts of the whistle. This means that it is time to begin making your way back to the train. Now, if you are inside the summit house and you do not hear those loud blasts, do not worry, I will be coming inside the summit house. And if you are not currently on or boarding the train at this time, this means run. Because do you have any idea where directly right?
First part of August, and there's some snow. I was kind of glad to see it. Give it a few months, I won't be glad to see snow. We're getting towards the top, by the way, in case you didn't know that already.
You're going to see the continent.
And that building you see at the top there, that is the visitor center. We're almost to the peak.
Take the straightaways at over 200 miles per hour. And those sharp, hairpin curves at over 90 miles per hour. One of the fastest racers to go down the side of this mountain scaled it in 7 minutes and 37 seconds. His name was Romain Dumas. Now, if you were to go the speed limit the entire way down the highway here, it would take you about an hour and a half. Now, it is said that if you were to take one of these hairpin curves just a little bit too fast, it would be enough to make your heart skip a beat. And we here at the club know that if you take these curves a lot bit too fast, like one car did the other week, you're gonna end up jumping that rock wall and our tracks and get stuck on the other side. Now, as we are approaching the summit here, I would like to ask that everybody please roll up your windows, unless you want to come back to a big red refrigerator. Please roll up your windows, unless you would like bird poop in your seats. There we go. Now, once our windows are rolled up, if everybody could please remain seated until this train has come to a complete stop. You will know the train has come to a complete stop because our engineer will sound the whistle and I will open the doors. Please remember that no outside food or beverage will be allowed on this train other than water. Please remember to use the restrooms located in the summit house. Please remember to drink plenty of water today. And please remember to watch your step as you get out of this train today. There is a small gap and I've seen it eat way more kids than I care to admit. Now, what time does this train leave the summit? 10 o'clock. And what time do we begin boarding? 9:50. And with that, everybody give yourselves a round of applause. You made it. Welcome to the summit, everybody.
And proof positive, we sat next to the engineer and pretty much saw what he saw on the way up. That was really cool. We spent an hour at the top of the mountain, mostly in the visitor center. They have a nice cafeteria. We hadn't had breakfast yet, so we got it there. And I took in some of the views. I think coming up here is going to be Colorado Springs from Pikes Peak. There we go. Then we headed down the mountain, 14,000 feet or so at the top, and back down in Manitou Springs at the depot. It's about 7,000 feet. Quite an ascent and descent. Please help me out by subscribing and hitting the bell icon. Give me a thumbs up, and I read all the comments. And thanks for watching this video. We had a lot of fun doing this.
Now, as we're going through these steep grades today, that was a little louder than expected. As we go down these steep grades today, I do like to talk to you all about our braking systems here on the train. Now, I am proud to say that the brakes on these trains have never failed. We have 3 separate braking systems on our train today. We have our ratchet brake, our
The Union Pacific donated a couple of old steam locomotives to the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America organization for restoration, and they occupy the old Rock Island shops in Silvis, Illinois. The locomotives are UP 3985, the Challenger. It was built in 1943 by the American Locomotive Company, or ALCO, and is one of only 2 Challengers in existence. It operated until 1957 when it was put in storage, but then it was restored and put back into service in 1981, and I remember it in Omaha a bunch of times, but it was in really poor condition by 2010 and was put back into storage. UP 5511 was built in 1923 by the Baldwin Locomotive Works. It ran in revenue service until 1956 when it was put in storage in Cheyenne. It's been there ever since. UP ran a donation special. It moved the 2 locomotives to the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America organization in Silvis, and they're going to restore them. And the donation special went through the week before Thanksgiving 2022. The Challenger was in North Platte for Rail Days in August, so I think they picked it up there and spent Sunday in Flat Rock. Monday, it headed out of North Platte. It went to Grand Island, spent the night. Tuesday, November 15th, it made it to Council Bluffs, and it spent Wednesday and Thursday in CB. It was supposed to leave Thursday and head up to Boone and spend the night there. We all sat in the yard Thursday looking at it. Then word came down at 1 p.m. that they hadn't called a crew yet, so a lot of us decided to leave. Later on in the day, I found out the Iowa Interstate was going to take it out of Council Bluffs all the way to Silvis. UP originally was going to hand it off to the IAIS in Des Moines, so this made sense. Friday, November 18th, IAIS left Council Bluffs at about 9 a.m. and made it to West Amana pretty late that night, spent the night there. And then Saturday, they left at 10 a.m. and got to Silvis by about 4 p.m. I could be wrong on some of the dates and times, so correct me in the comments if I am. I don't know what I would have done without the Iowa Railroads Facebook group. We kept each other informed as to where and when.
Friday, I started at McClelland, 15 miles east of Council Bluffs. Shot this after sunrise, but I was there an hour before sunrise, 6 a.m. Cold and dark at that hour. By late morning, I saw train lights in the distance. After waiting for what essentially was 36 hours, I was thrilled to get this catch. By the way, the Challenger is the first steam locomotive. Revenue service cars at the end, and note the old UP and Mopac. Then I hightailed it about 23 miles to Hancock and found a nice place to railfan just a bit outside of town. Very nice spot for the catch. The sheriff deputy joined us as well. Nice guy. Then 20 miles to Atlantic, where a crew change was planned a bit west of town. I was able to catch some sweet Iowa interstate locomotives on the siding, waiting for the donation train. And here comes the donation train and the crew change.
You can go to 10 or 12 pound order.
Yeah, I'm at 13 right there.
Then it moved a little bit east for servicing. I think they had to do that every 40 miles or so. Here's the Challenger. And here's that old 1923 Baldwin that had been in storage for 66 years. I'm amazed they were able to move at 800 miles. Heroes don't always work capes.
Yard limit YL countable up on the main track. Next box 13, 13, permission only to follow and switch in reverse position. west WST study switch Atlantic, track warrant number 1645-1645, has 2 boxes checked, 2 and 13, over.
Track 11645-1645, tower state 711 west. This is okay at 1234, 1234, RJV.
Track warrant number 1645, did I...
And I'll leave you with this. The old Rock Island Depot in Atlantic, Iowa, built in 1898. It's now offices for the Chamber of Commerce. Please help me out by subscribing and hitting the bell icon. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. And thanks for watching the video. Railroad Days 2022 in La Plata, Missouri, and we decided to head down to the Amtrak / Old Santa Fe Depot and see if we could catch some trains. And we didn't have to wait long for a sweet Eastbound IM that went into emergency. I heard the conductor on the radio say they had no idea why the train went into emergency, so I knew we'd have to walk the train, and that was going to take some time. I decided to check out the interior of the depot. How cool is this? Art Deco time capsule. Then I heard that Union Pacific westbound IM had to stop and wait for the conductor to walk the train. After a while, the conductor came back on the radio and said an air hose had come loose at the end of the consist. So the UP train was given the go-ahead to proceed, and I caught it through the BNSF IM.
Okay, this guy, they said all in the clear for this guy.
this car number? Yeah, give it to me. Okay, 4833. Give me that car number. Okay, 4833. Say 3 west of it. 63 west of it. The one on your gauge is 1. Dispatch, transfer, located radio. Dispatcher, BNSF 5955, over. Right over. 3 air hoses. Count 3 air hoses, back on move them. Pumping it up right now. Conductor's about to walk to the head end. Alrighty, all of us want to know. Line number 6, AOK 4833. Sorry, what was that again, over? AOK 4833, line number 6, plus 3. Alright, I'll let everybody know. Right there, 5955. Right over. Check the rest of your train, all your arrows, they're good, everything's up right on the rail. Thanks a lot.
And finally, our BNSF Eastbound IM got everything fixed, and they were back on their way. Nice catch, I think. Please help me out by subscribing and hitting the bell icon. Give me a thumbs up, and I read all the comments. Thanks for watching the video.